Welcome to the 2018 edition of our Google Cloud Summit here in Jakarta. Welcome to the beautiful Ritz-Carlton Hotel. It's great to be back here. We were here last year. So, as a show of hands, how many of you were with us last year at our summit? Let's get those hands up. Okay, I don't know where everybody else was, but welcome to the summit this year. It's great to have you here. Thank you for spending time to learn about Google Cloud and our innovation. My name is Tim Simon, and I have the absolute privilege of leading our Google Cloud business for Southeast Asia. Now, we live in really exciting times, given the technology revolution that we're all a part of. And throughout the day today, you're going to hear from Googlers and from our customers and from our partners. We're going to talk to you about things around cloud technology, data, analytics, machine learning, IoT, and so forth. And we're just all really fortunate to be a part of this revolution. But not everybody in Indonesia is as fortunate as we are. So I'd like to take a minute to pause and reflect on the tragedies that happened last week in Sulawesi. So firstly, I'd like to extend my condolences and thoughts to everyone who was affected by that tragedy. And I'd ask that all of you do whatever you can in your own special way to help those people who are in need. If there's one thing that I learned about the people in Indonesia, is that your spirit and your resourcefulness as a country will unite Indonesians to help those in need.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Glad to be here. So, since the audience is mostly Indonesia, it's obligated to me to use bahasa as an official. Selamat pagi, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Senang berada di sini, apalagi mendengar berita yang sangat bagus. Google akan membuat Google Cloud-nya di Indonesia. Teman-teman, Bapak Ibu sekalian, dalam era transformasi digital, kami melihat banyak sekali peraturan-peraturan yang perlu di-adjust, khususnya peraturan PP 82. Saya 2 tahun yang lalu ditunjuk sebagai dirjen, saya adalah dari private sector. Saya dulu punya perusahaan juga, perusahaan ISP. Saya ditunjuk Pak Menteri untuk menduduki jabatan itu. Pekerjaan saya pertama adalah bagaimana mereview aturan-aturan yang dapat menghambat tumbuhnya digital ekonomi di Indonesia. Salah satunya kita lihat adalah PP 82. Nah, ini yang kita memperbaiki supaya iklim berbisnis di Indonesia untuk digital ekonomi ini tumbuh dengan baik. Nah, kalau kita lihat di awal peraturan, kita lebih berat mengatur fisiknya. Sekarang kita mengatur logiknya. Data itu bisa di mana aja. Karena pada akhirnya data itu akan dekat pada pengaksesnya. Seperti kita buktikan, Google pun akan membuat cloud-nya di Indonesia. Ini terbukti. Nah, untuk itu kita perlu mengklasifikasikan data-data apa aja. Bagaimana kita menteri data-data itu? Kami akan kita punya 3 kategori. Data strategis, data tinggi, dan data rendah. Data strategis basically adalah data-data yang tentang pemerintah, tentang keamanan, tentang kelangsungan sistem pemerintahan kita.
Of the changes, how many people feel like at the company you work or the competitors that you compete against, there's a lot of change, right? There are billions of phones. The director came up, he's holding his phone during his presentation. All of us have our phone ready at hand, right? That change is taking over the way that your company works, the way that the opportunities that your business has. We want to partner together with you to use all of the technology, the magic from Google, and help you move forward. Because that change can be both good and can be scary. It's taking a lot less time for businesses to start and become huge, to change the markets that they operate in. That means great things for people that can embrace change. Ooh, and it's a risky business for folks that don't. How many folks think that your company won't do anything new in the next 5 years? See, I don't see any hands, right? A lot of change to come. So what we're imagining is the strategies that you need to use in order to be able to capture the opportunity. First is technology systems that you're using that limit your ability to change, that make it hard to capture the new opportunities that are present in our market, you've got to divest. We're seeing the most sophisticated companies do that, move away from technologies that force them to make choices. And they're starting to make new investments.
Iya, muat banyak. Biar dia yang ambil aja.
Sana mungkin ada juga itu.
Apa?
Di sana.
Apaan? Mau ngapain?
Mau makan apa di sini?
That gave me a lot of ideas for.
Ngobrol aja.
Ngobrol apa? Ini orang ini. Orang ini. Udah, selesai.
Saudaraan ya?
Iya, udah.
Baru ketemu.
Waktu itu. Di mana? Di mana? Oh, pelatihan SMA lu. Oh. Full premium sih. Tapi wajahnya tahu. Ya, Wak. Tahu. Aku tengok.
Kind of combination. There's an API that scans it for sometimes, and then sends a ticket across if it's correct. If not, then the retailer moves. That's how companies can maintain whether their retail budget. That's the company.
Based on Bogor, yeah, Indonesia. But in our product is this is Tokolisara. This is marketplace based on charity. So if you have some product you want to sell in our
our data centers are very advanced, very protection of land. This is 17.
summarize, technology is really disrupting the businesses. And as a senior tech leader, we want people to ask as to how does this technology be in a position, is going to be in a position to help me futurify my portion of the business? Is it going to really impact if I automate my client experience in this manner, or should I really build a bot for my HR systems? And what is more expensive, what is more costly, what is more efficient for me to be able to do immediately to provide an impact? And that's the kind of thing that we do. But essentially, if I try to summarize the threads around that, it's primarily to connect better.
Itu si teman saya itu. Udah. Cie. Wow. Udah ngomong Elsa belum? Apa? Udah ngomong Elsa belum? Belum. Ngomong lah.
Processing stream. So if you see this is basically what a stream. So stream is nothing but it's data which is infinitely big. So you have data which just keeps coming in. As people use your applications, as people browse websites, you keep collecting information and it just keeps coming in. Now, with stream data, one of the biggest challenges is handling data which is late, or how do you manage unknown delays. Now, if you see this, slide, you can see that there is an event which happened at 8 a.m., but it showed up into the system around 2 p.m. Traditionally, if as events get generated, it should be available immediately for us to process. But there are various reasons why the event can be late. A very common example is if, let's say, I'm playing a game on an airplane and I'm on a transatlantic flight which is for 15 hours. So only when I come back into the network, separate pipeline which kind of runs and scans and gets the duplicate data out, and then kind of redo your entire aggregation. So using the SDK, this is how you can achieve that. The second use case is dealing with bad data. Now, when we have streaming data coming into the system, there are multiple bad data. Now, in this case, let's say we have our events from our application coming into the system. We are processing using Cloud Data Flow. If we encounter any bad records, what we are going to do is, we are going to push those bad records in a separate messaging queue, and that again will send an alert. And we can also analyze the bad data later on without even compromising our existing pipeline. Again, traditionally the way people used to work is that the moment you encounter a bunch of bad records, you'll just kill your data pipeline, and then you'll fix the bad data, and then you'll restart the pipeline again. But with Apache Beam SDK, you don't have to do that. Now, if you take the same example, in this, if you see the event, you can very easily make out why this is a bad data. Now, if you see the event ID, because the event ID was string, so you have quotes missing. This is the JSON event, and you have the end JSON tag missing. So when Dataflow tries to process these events, it's going to these events are not going to pass to the next stage, which is it's not going to get written to the BigQuery, because the events are not correct. The events are having bad data in that. Now, when you execute this pipeline or Dataflow in streaming mode, we are not going to kill the pipeline. We are going to infinitely keep trying to process that event, because we don't want to cancel the pipeline unless you tell us what you need to do with that bad data. So